but it was like, the most dangerous times when you're leaving or about to leave. And, I was worried. I never experienced any physical violence, but, I was worried because you don't know. And that's the thing. We don't know. And why risk it? Why wait for that moment? So personally, I just think it's good to get out whilst you can, when you can, especially if children are involved. But everyone has to be ready when they're ready.
And at the time, you had one child at the time, or
Yes, yeah,
yeah.
very.
We we are, and this is kind of a unique, different show for me to do. No, you're smiling. You gotta let me say what I'm gonna say first, because I'm gonna. I am not a greedy person, but when it came to this show, I was gonna be really greedy. But we have to respect the fact that she is a mom and her baby is there with her. So we came up with this plan, everybody, that we're gonna do, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour first, and then we're gonna take a commercial break and we're gonna come right back. That's the plan.
Yeah.
And I'm sticking to that plan until Sarah tells me I can change it. Because
How,
Sarah's the superstar. She's a superstar.
how
So I'm
long?
not ignoring everybody's comments. I'm going to get to them in just a second. But go ahead, Sarah. You're going to say something?
How long will we have as a break? 10 minutes or something?
Yeah, I could do. Hey, listen, hey, it's not Walt Disney. We can go as long. We can do whatever we want. Listen, I set aside my entire day. Later on tonight is like my time with my daughters, and I was like, I already let them know, hey, look, you know what? I love you guys, but Sarah's coming on today, so we can do whatever
That's
we
funny.
want, Sarah. I just wanted to get a couple of these before we take our first break. We got time. It's
Yes, yeah, of
okay.
course.
So if you don't mind, I've got a.
Mm.
Okay, everybody. Uh, I'm not gonna start maybe at the beginning. I'll just pick this one. How do you build up your strength during the healing process?
How do you build up your strength during the healing process? There is, I personally think there's going to be a period of isolation. It's a lonely time, but I think that loneliness is necessary. Your friends and family may be there to support you. They don't know anything about narcissistic abuse or what it's like. They can read the theory of it, but not actually ever understand what it's like. So you need that time and space to go within, and give yourself the gift of that time. In that time, you're going to gain a lot of clarity, but it is going to be a lonely period. So that's why I was saying before about having a support system, even if they don't know about narcissistic abuse, at least have people there when you need them, people on your side. But I mentioned the inner work a lot, and a lot of people like, what is the inner work? And I don't know if there's any one definition. It's whatever's necessary to get you to start focusing on yourself and looking at what you do to be your version. And say you have a plan for yourself in 12 months, like a vision. What can you do to get to that place? Because it's not going to happen unless you do something about it. Next year will be the same as the previous year.
And having some type of, like you just mentioned, would you say a 12-month time frame, kind of see what you're going to be like or where you're going to be in a certain period of time? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
think
mentioning?
think about your future self. Like, who do you want to be in, say, 12 months or 5 years? But 12 months is a bit closer. Who do you want to be? What kind of skills would you like to have? How would you like to communicate with people? What kind of relationships would you like to have? And then work back from there to become that version of yourself that is amazing, because all of us are amazing. Otherwise, the narcissist wouldn't be attracted to us and target us in the first place. We have so many great traits, and we need to realize that ourselves. Mm.
Yeah, that is true. Everybody, do me a huge favor. If you could put your questions in the question section, it's the one that has a little question mark. Go there and type them in there. That way, I won't be scrolling and cover up Sarah's face, because then I can't see her. I want to be able to see her, if you guys don't mind. Somebody put something down here. I just have to make note of it. And then there's a question in the question section I'm going to turn to. Not having a support system with two kids has been the hardest. Any
Hmm.
thoughts on that?
Yes, sometimes, the ideal world is that we do have a support system, but sometimes we have to step up to ourselves. And it's hard because you've probably never had to do it before, but if anything, see it as you getting to the best possible version that you can do for your children. They're your motivation, or they should be your motivation, and they need you to be healthy and strong. So you're going to have to dig deep and find a way to make it happen for their sake, for your sake as well, but for their sake. And I think when you can see it like that, that's when we get resourceful and you find answers. We find answers when we ask the right questions.
Right, right. So at least making that strong, heartfelt effort is great, but you may need to, right, look for other resources. Just keep digging. Just keep digging. It's going to show itself,
Yes.
and you'll be able to
Yeah.
make a way.
You just got to try everything to get yourself to a strong place as well internally, so that you have the energy and the mental capacity. There are solutions out there when we start asking the right questions. If we ask empowering questions, we get empowered answers. If we ask disempowering questions, like why me? Why does this always happen to me? Why did he do this to me? Not to victimize anyone, because I'd be victimizing myself if I was doing that. But I just mean ask the right questions, and your mind will find the solution. Something.
Right.
It
And
isn't easy
I
though.
believe it isn't easy. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, I think that says Leah.L. Feel free to, and I'm going to do this to Sarah because I do this to everybody come on my show. Reach out to her because I have no answers. I just tell you that right now. People often reach out to me and no, because I got therapists and other people. I send them to them because you're asking the wrong person. I'm kind of like the greatest showman. I just bring everybody together and you guys can ask them questions. I
Yeah.
just provide. But if
No, but if
you need it, I'm sorry, Sarah, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say probably what you're saying. Yes, if people need some kind of support but they're not sure where to start, the link in my bio has options for varying situations. If you want one-on-one coaching, if you have a group starting in January next year, group program, which is more cost effective for people if they can't afford one-on-one coaching, and also free resources as well in my Facebook community. But the link in my bio has everything that they will ever need.
Okay, so everybody, I know some of you may not be my regular followers because I'm not into followers and clicks and stuff, but you're here on my live. I love it. But I'm telling you, you better get a hold of her. You better get a hold of her. Don't sit there and think you can't. I'm just telling you, please. You are not alone. It is
Mm-hmm.
not your fault. There's nothing wrong with you. There was never anything wrong with you. That's why you were chosen, because there was something right with you. So just reach out to Sarah.
Yeah.
Feel free to do so. If you do DM me, I'm not hating on that. I'll just send you back over to Sarah. So you can do that. Sarah, I'm looking at 5 questions. I'm going to at least
Yes.
poke my head in here and get some of them for you. Let's pick one off the top here.
Okay.
Victim shaming and the court processes needed to change. What would you suggest to survivor to help her through all of this, to survive what she's going through while she deals with the court?
So grounding is important. We need to get emotionally strong and be able to manage your emotions. So if our emotions are all over the place and we are not grounded, we are going to be spiraling anytime anything happens. We are going to be reactive and not in control. If you get to a place to do the work so that you are better able to manage your emotions, you have a clear process. You are grounded from the inside out. Nothing the court says or does, nothing the narc says or does will shake you. That takes work. And that's the work I do with my clients, but that is key, getting strong and grounded from the inside out. Then nothing can penetrate you. Things are going to happen. You're going to get triggered, but you are going to be like a tree, grounded and rooted into the ground.
Right. And so at that point,
yeah.
No, go ahead. They're grounded.
No,
so
I was going to say, yeah, and able. Sorry, carry on.
No, go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and then able to deflect any negativity, any accusations, any toxicity coming from anywhere, and victim shaming, it will not penetrate you. You will not feel like people are shaming you because you know your truth. You know what happened, you know what didn't happen, you know your truth and you own it, and you approve of yourself and you're self validated. Then what other people say and think will not even matter.
Got it. I'm going to grab another one here, if you don't mind. Do you
Yeah.
believe in calling and or canceling them on social media in the social circle?
Calling. So do I
The
believe
narc,
in
the
so
narcissist.
canceling the narc from the social circle?
Yeah, from the social circle.
Um, I mean, people probably aren't going to like this response, but if you want to have a toxic free life, then you kind of need to not have toxic people around you. Uh, I know it's hard when you have to maybe co-parent or you have family members, but you need to choose a level of no contact or low contact that's comfortable for you. But when we are around people, their energy penetrates us. They can throw us off, they can derail us and throw us off our healing game. So I personally would cut off anybody who is toxic to my life because I cannot afford to have people like that around me.
Right, right, right.
Because I've worked too hard, and the same with other people. You work too hard to get to the place that you are. So yeah, I would cancel them. But yeah, it depends on your individual situation.
Right. For the sake of their sanity, they need to have a space where it's toxic free. But they're going to have to make a decision, right? They're going to have to make a decision one way or the other.
Yes, yeah, you have to decide that for yourself. What do you want? Do you want to have this person in your life, but get the repercussions of that? Or do you want to free yourself of that and live your own life freely without or with fewer people around who are like that?
Right.
It's a hard decision to make, but it's necessary. So,
Right. I just see right now the same question has been edited now because she's now letting us know that she meant to be not canceling but exposing the narc. Uh, she's talking about exposing the narc now in the social circle. What's your thoughts on using that energy
um,
to expose
no,
the narc? That's what,
don't
yeah,
bother. Why? Why
yeah,
bother exposing the narcissist? What benefit is that going to give you? Ask yourself that question. Why do you want to give time and energy to something like that? Uh, that can be spent on healing yourself and getting to a good place within yourself. So I wouldn't personally waste any time, any more time and energy on this person. They've already taken too much.